All right, so it's beginning. Of course, everybody's like, nobody would go to those great lengths to cause you problems. There's no way that that's a vandalist. That looks like a squirrel. That looks like a coon. That looks like a possum. So coons and possums can take coolant out of your tractor. They can cut wires with knives. And they can put dirt in your fuel system too now, right? Isn't that how that goes? So apparently I have some very talented coons and talented raccoons. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it broke off. Okay, why is that like that? Is that like that? What the hell? Am I having an issue there too? I don't think so. This is how that goes, like that. All right, well, anyways, I got talented animals. These talented animals can just do things. Hey, did you know something? You want to know something? That is notquiterght.com. What do we got going on here? There's something going on here too. Huh. I'll have to. Ain't nothing there. The funny thing is, I can't change the fuel filters. Let me start the tractor up and turn the wheel. I pulled the petcocks out, and what came out of them was black dirt. So when you have black dirt coming out of your fuel, that's kind of a telltale sign that somebody's been in there. Teresa ran the tractor yesterday, and we didn't have any problems yesterday, but I started up and I run it for a little bit, like down and back twice, and what do you think happened? Fuel filter's plugged right the hell up. Both of them, I guess. I have a primary and a secondary. The primary is a cartridge, right? So I'm going to show you in the secondary because I don't want to be, oh God thing. That's a problem with this stuff. All right. This is the primary. Of course, we're going to spill some fuel, guys. But you know what I do with the fuel? I dump it in the bed of the truck. The reason I do that is because it keeps it from rusting. I think I said that yesterday in a video I can't post. It'll soak up in the wood. No, I didn't see anything in there. That particular filter don't look bad. So what the hell? All right. Huh. Now I gotta find the right wrench to pull that plug off the bottom, because if I don't, oh, you miserable thing. There, I'll just take my tools over this side. So there's petcocks on this thing. You got to take these off. What those are for are, what do you call it here? There's going to be a 1 1/16, isn't it? Nope. It's going to be a 1 1/8. That's for letting water. It's a water valve. So if you have water in your fuel, it would come out. Now, I drained this yesterday before we got started, and what was in there wasn't unimpressive. It was just, there was no water. It was perfectly fine. So just pop that guy off. This comes in a kit. It's an RE525523. That's the new kit. I didn't even have to pop it off because it comes with a brand new one. This is the kit that comes in the kit. There's different kits for different tractors, but this particular kit has what I need, which is that plug. And the filter doesn't It is actually lighter. Of course, that one's fuel logged. And that one comes with a new O-ring, so you don't have to worry about using the old one. I guess I kind of overkilled that. So anyways, today I went to church, right? And church is good. It was a special occasion. It's called Holy Supper. And, you know, I kind of enjoy church, believe it or not. I do. I like the people at church. They're a little intrigued by me. They don't know what to do about me because I'm not from the city and I do things different, right? So I guess when you're from the city or in a city setting, you don't have the skill set that I have, like I don't have the skill set that they have. And I don't know, my wife seems to think that I intimidate people, which is kind of funny because I'm nice as pie. I wouldn't do anything to anybody that should be considered intimidating. Oh, and the new fuels cause latex rubber to really swell up. I don't know if you knew that. Oh, so what I'll do here is pretty simple. I will pop my fuel water separator sensor off. Now that will yell at me if there's an issue. Oh, in other news, Timmy Cornpicker's coming by today. He bought a new combine, a new to him combine. It's only like a 1981 or 82 combine. It's a Gleaner L2, but it's a late Gleaner L2, so it would have the parts that he needs off of his off that L2. You know what? Here's something really funny. Something really funny. This fuel is not dirty. There was a bunch of dirt that came out the bottom, but these fuel filters are good. That's not bad at all. Let me see what's in the bottom. A little bit of crap down there. Let's see. Nothing I could complain about. So I guess I won't complain about it, right? And that'll show you what that does. And I'm just going to leave the O-ring on there because I don't need to change it. Oh, and here's what I do. Give me a second. Whenever I change these things, whenever I change fuel filters, I fill the filter with engine oil. Yep, I do. Fill it right up with engine oil. And why would you do such a thing, Wesley? That's going to ruin your engine, everybody would say. But it's not. And other news that I could tell you, as I on my way home from church, I got a phone call from a gun club, which I'm not generally a fan of the gun clubs for a couple of reasons. But this is a local gun club. It's not a citified gun club. Local gun club. And they have ground up here that they use to bird hunt with, right? And on that land that they bird hunt, they have what you would call warm season grass. I don't know if you know what that stuff is, but it's the native grasses that would grow here before European settlement. Oh no, I ain't gonna believe that. But my O-ring just bulged right out of there. Okay, good thing I saw that. Because if I didn't, guess what? I would have fuel leak everywhere. So, I guess I shouldn't have skipped out on the O-ring, dummy. Oh well. It ain't the first time I did something dumb, and it ain't gonna be the last time, so. My problem is now, what happens with these O-rings is they swell, and I should have knew that it was gonna be a swollen O-ring. There, see? One swollen O-ring. I'm going to get a nice new one and put on there. It won't be swollen, will it? Nope. Nice and tight. Alright, a nice, tight New O-ring. I put a little engine oil on that O-ring so she slides up in there nice and tight. And there's that. Kind of weird that this happened this way. Normally, I don't have issues with fuel. Man, I'm just wondering if this is, you know, I didn't see any dirt in here. And when I restarted it, it did run correctly. So it's not like the, yeah, it ran correctly. So it's not like there's a, you know, something really weird about it. Now let me get more engine oil, and I'll fill this filter as well. And you're probably not going to be able to see me do this, but I'm using Rotella today because that's what's in the truck. The best thing to use, and you can mark my words for this, the best thing you can use on these fuel filters for startup is 2-stroke engine oil. That's a jet. 2-stroke engine oil. You put 2-stroke engine oil in here, and it will run better, if you didn't know that. Because 2-stroke over ATF, a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, put automatic transmission fluid in there. Well, the funny thing about automatic transmission fluid is that it's designed to not burn. It's not burn. It's designed to not burn. So when you put 2-stroke in, that stuff is designed to burn, right? I'm gonna get a towel. I'm gonna take the rest of this engine oil and dump it in the diesel. You're probably thinking, why in the hell would you ever do that? Well, this tractor this is like the first generation of tractors that were designed for the low sulfur fuel. It does have an EGR in it, but you dump that oil in there, it will lubricate where the dry fuels don't lubricate, and that's that. So the next time I go to when I get back to the farm, I'll fill this up again with diesel fuel, or with engine oil. I have a 5-gallon pail there that will need to be put in there. Yeah, so let me throw that in there. I'll throw that in there. I'm going to go ahead and start the engine up. Well, I'm going to turn the key on anyway. And what will happen is the key, this has an electric fuel pump, so it'll pump the fuel into those filters. And ready? So I'll go ahead and let that thing pump up. It'll pump fuel through. You can hear it pumping. I can. Can you hear it? I hear it. Okay. So it just filled up. That's it. Let's start it and let it run for a minute. Oh, he's doing that wrong. He didn't do the ends. Tim, you got to do the ends of those fields. The ends of those fields. I'm not done with that field.
Alright, well, I did the ends and they're fine now.
Do them again until I get this thing running.
Okay.
Okay. So the tractor's calibrating. That's something you have to do. Oops. This tractor, John Deere's funny. They say with these 8000 series tractors, sometimes they'll calibrate every day. Sometimes they'll calibrate once a week. Sometimes they calibrate once a month. There's no rhyme or reason to the calibration of these tractors, but this tractor has decided that it is a everyday calibration. So every time you start it up, it won't do it when it's cold. It does it when it's warmed up. Now, I've had a new hydro put in this tractor a couple of years ago. Apparently that was bad. I put one in, and then they put a bad one in, and it was covered under their warranty, so they came and got it and put it in. But as far as I'm concerned, the tractor's solid, but she runs really good. But it does need that calibration. And I've lost enough weight that I need to put another hole in my belt. So when this alfalfa gets up and running, which is good because I need the alfalfa up and running. When I get the alfalfa up and running, I'll be doing some idiot blocks for a particular dairy out in, well, I won't tell you where it's at because why would I give away my secrets? So there you go. You got 15 minutes of me changing those fuel filters. The tractor sounds just fine. Yeah, the tractor sounds fine. So if the tractor sounds fine, that's it. That's the rig right there. Done calibrating. Coolant level is good. I just put some coolant in there and so that it's full. And now we're going to give her the old giddy up and go test. Yep, blowing black smoke now, which is good. And hopefully that lubrication that I put in there, because it'll really suck if that's a fuel pump that's going bad, because that could be the other thing. But there was dirt in the fuel, not a lot, but not a lot of fuel, just more than I wanted. So I'm going to shut up and get going now. I see a Gleaner L2. Yeah, you can see it there. He bought that for parts. That's what that's for. And it was cheaper for him to buy it for parts than it was for him to buy parts. So I think he only paid like $1,500 for it, which I think is what he would have had to pay for the feeder house, feeder beater gizmo or feeding drum or whatever the hell they've got in those stupid things. I am not a fan of the Gleaner combine, just so everybody knows. But, and we'll flip you around as to what we're doing. There's Timothy. He's running the little 14-foot roller harrow. We will have alfalfa in this before the night is done. This particular field is a little wet for alfalfa, the one that I'm in. So I might just put orchard grass in it, and the rest of it can be alfalfa. I don't know. We'll see. It's only a small sliver in the middle, and what'll happen is alfalfa can't handle wet feet. It can deal with the dry much longer than it can deal with the wet. But who knows? If I get it level enough and cleaned up enough, then I think that it'll be all right. But if I put alfalfa or orchard grass here and orchard grass over by the building, I got another 5 acres down the road that can go into orchard grass, and I'd be all right with that. I'd be just fine with that. I got to get all this around here. I think I'm just going to put it in orchard grass. Maybe orchard in Timothy or orchard in, yeah, orchard in Timothy. I just got to get that rye all tore up. Can't have it in there. It's sprayed off with Roundup, so it'll die. It won't be a problem. It'll just die. I can't wait for my wife to get here so that I can start spinning seed on. I'm gonna be here all night because I want this stuff spun on and rolled in before the end of the day. The end of the night, anyway. So I'll just shut up and get on with it. Maybe I'll walk over there, and I don't have the time. That's my problem. I don't have much time to do this. Because we got rain coming. It's actually not a bad looking combine. It just looks like it's set out for too long. And he said that he was going to look at it and see if it was better than the one that he's got. You know, the Gleaner L was better than the Gleaner M, but nothing beat an F3. No, nothing beat an F3, that's for sure. Yeah, Gleaner F3s were like the best Gleaner combine ever produced, in my opinion. They're small, but they worked, and they worked well. But anyway, what I'm going to do after this alfalfa gets up and into the third tri-leaf, I'm going to spray prowl on it so that I don't have any of the prowl will work perfect for this. There's two different products I can use on it, but prowl is one that I like for alfalfa. There's several different products. I could use Treflan, but I'd have to work that in. But I'm not going to use Treflan. I'm going to use prowl. There's several different things I could use. But they're going to get that thing off of there. And I'm going to be there for them to take it off. And that's that. Raider. VT. Some. VT.
Well, that's food. He ate food at the house. Car's a mess.
You're supposed to be running that machine. You're ruining my video.
Oh.
You're supposed to be running the machine, you know, like, there she goes, there she goes again.
Hey.
The boy's playing with the pedal. Yeah, she's gonna run this. I'm gonna go get a spreader ready to go so I can spread this alfalfa tonight. I won't get the whole place done, but I'll get her done. Maybe she'll go, maybe she won't. She's gonna VT twice. I did that one twice, this field here. You can see that had a lot of really good rye in it. And it's now, you know, Tim will come along with the roller harrow and he'll roll that out and just mash that down. You can see that the cover crop actually has done pretty well. It's sprayed and it's gonna die. It's dying now, it's just, we're going to help it along. It won't make any difference whether it is rooted in the ground or uprooted by this vertical tillage machine as to the speed in which it dies, because it's, and there she goes. Yep. All right. So it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, uprooted or not, it'll die. Once that glyphosate gets down to the root system, it's going to die no matter what. Underground, above ground, rooted in or uprooted, it dies. So for the most part, everything that was here was just simply rye and the heck is the other thing? Crimson clover. The second field from here, the next one up, the biggest one, it's like a 30-acre field. That one had annual bluegrass in it. Now, if you don't know, annual bluegrass grows in the fall, and it's an annual, but it sprouts up in the fall, and if you don't get it under control in the fall, it turns into annual bluegrass, and it'll go to seed very early in May, and then that seed will lay dormant on top of the ground until fall, and when it grows again, and then the next year it'll grow again. So I'm going to spray prowl on this when I'm done planting it, when the alfalfa's up and running. And somebody is texting the heck out of me. But as you can see, I've cleaned out the fence lines. All these fence lines are cleaned out all the way up to the other road. And we're actually making progress on what this place is going to be. Yeah. What else is going to happen is all these trees here, this is all going to get cleaned up, taken away. This freestall area right here, if I could get my camera to turn around, that's going to be cleaned up and taken away because it's full of trees and stuff, and it has no value to me. The barn, that's going to be interesting because the barn has a bunch of broken windows in it. People came along and threw rocks and stuff and shot holes in my roof, or in the roof, and caused problems there. I know my grandfather would just be livid right now over that. I know it bothers my mom that it happened, but we'll get her straightened out. We'll get her straightened out. Oh, and we come around here and we got Mr. Tim, who is roller harrowing this. That was just grass. I'm gonna put orchard grass in this one, that one, and there's another one down the road. Small fields, because that's a damp field. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to put orchard in it or not, but I'm 99% sure I'm going to put orchard in it because it's just, you can see where the water is, and the water comes off of that big field out into this one. I may just go ahead and put alfalfa on the whole damn thing. I don't know. I've got the seed. With that being said, I'm going to get in my chariot and I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go get a tractor that has a spinner on it, or a seeder on it, and come over here and seed a bunch of alfalfa. But before I do that, I gotta load it up on the truck so that my dad can bring it over here and I can put it in the barn, and then, you know, when I need seed, just pull over here to the barn or the shed and call it a mobile seed unit. Anyways, that's all there is to it.